Hey, I wanted to jump on here and show you some footage of the protest that's going on across the United States against Trump and Elon Musk. Basically, for Trump's mass deportations sweeps and Elon Musk trying to basically bring down federal institutions. Before all this footage is deleted, X seems to be deleting pics and videos of demonstrators gathered in cities across the U.S. on Tuesday and Wednesday, protest against Elon Musk and Trump.
This was Austin, Texas today. Thousands of people marching through downtown Austin, Texas, ultimately converging on the state capitol today. The Austin American-Statesman reports that it was so loud outside that it was loud inside the Capitol building. In the Senate chamber and in Capitol offices, they said it was loud enough to be heard despite the fact that all these folks were outdoors. People who participated in this protest today in Austin, Texas, said as the march wound its way around the Capitol and through downtown, people in Austin just started flooding out of the buildings along the route of the march and joining the march. That was Austin. This was Olympia, Washington today. This was Richmond, Virginia today. This was Trenton, New Jersey today. This was Columbia, South Carolina today. This was Sacramento. Look at this. This was Sacramento, California today. Look at that. This was Phoenix in Arizona, which is, of course, the site of the state capitol. But Arizona was one of many states today where people didn't only demonstrate at the state capitol. Arizona also, for example, had a pretty significant protest turnout in Tucson. Similarly, Pennsylvania is a state where, yes, people protested at the state capitol today in Harrisburg, but people also turned out protesting today in Pittsburgh and in Philadelphia in large numbers as well. In New York, there were protesters today at the state capitol in Albany, but in New York, there were also protesters today in Syracuse, and there were also protesters today in large numbers in New York City. There were protests today in Lansing, Michigan, and in Columbus, Ohio. Protests today in Springfield, Illinois. Large protests today in Chicago, Illinois. People turned out to protest today in the snow and bitter cold at the state capitol in the great state of Maine. And people turned out in icy, freezing rain at the state capitol in Indianapolis. There were protests today in Little Rock, Arkansas. There were protests today in Carson City, Nevada. Protests today in Concord, New Hampshire. Protests today in Salt Lake City, Utah. Protests today in Rhode Island at the Rhode Island State Capitol building. There were protests today at Hartford, Connecticut. Protests today in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Protests today in Montpelier, Vermont. Protests today at Tallahassee, the state capital in Florida. Protests also in Tampa, large protests in Tampa. There were protests absolutely all over the country today. 2.5 weeks into this new administration, protests against the destruction of the federal government, protests against what appears to be the illegal mass firing of government officials and shutdown of government agencies that they are not by law allowed to shut down. Red hot anger at these protests today about the president allowing his top campaign donor to access the sensitive personal and financial and apparently now health-related information about all American citizens that is held in government computer systems. Him handing that information over to his top campaign donor, apparently without restriction and without regard to law.
Here are some close-up looks of what was going on in the streets across the United States.
Go Dodgers! Viva la Mexico! Yeah! Hooking it up with a taco, a burrito. Ah, they tripping, bro. That was not a message. They tripping. Yeah!
They've been wanting to dance, but they don't want to. Girl, they're so stupid. Yeah, girl. You literally kept looking at me.
women's fucking rights.
Deport Musk! Deport Musk! Deport Musk! Deport Musk! Deport Musk! Stop the coup! Stop the coup! Stop the coup! Impeach Trump! Impeach Trump! Impeach Trump! We will not go back! We will not go back! We will not go back! Love, not hate! Love, not hate! Love, not hate! Lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! No KKK, no fascist USA! No Trump! No KKK, no fascist USA! No Trump! No KKK! Deport Elon! Deport Elon!
You here? Okay.
Thank you. I love you. Stand completely. Republicans, you can back up sooner.
Hey, let's slow down, slow down, slow down.
They just laid their hands on the fucking TV. And they threw my fucking mic. Hey, mother!
It's not worth it. Just go around and shit.
Yes, go around.
That was a short glimpse of what's going on in the streets across the USA. So leave me your thoughts and what you think about this in the comment section.